The House recalls several recent nationwide media reports of gender-based violence against Nigerian women and girls. Worried about the disturbing growing spate of violence against women and girls recorded throughout the country, the House is concerned that the most common violence against women and girls are rape, sexual harassment, emotional and psychological violence, and socio-economic violence. The House is disturbed that women and the girl child are daily exposed to this gender-based violence in Nigeria with negligible statistics of convictions compared to the prevalence of the dastardly acts. Cognizant that the weak institutions, poor enforcement, poverty, and unacceptable social practices contribute to the ugly increase in violence against Nigerian women and girls. The House notes that findings show that an alarming 28% of Nigerian women aged between 25 to 29 years have experienced some form of physical violence against them, many of which remain unreported, were not prosecuted, or could not secure conviction. Further disturbed about the rising cases of police brutality across Nigeria, reports abound of unlawful activities of officers and men of the Nigerian police force for brutality, unprofessional shooting, harassment, unlawful detention, extortion, etc., and etc. Recalls that a few days ago, the media was awash with reports of gory cases of fatal violence against girls in Nigeria. This is, on Wednesday, 27th May, 2020, Ms. Uwa Omozua, age 22, a 100-level student of University of Benin, who went to study in a church hall, was found in a pool of blood after being raped and armed. She died soon afterwards. B. On the 28th of May 2020, Ms. Tina Ezekwe, age 17, was shot and killed by two trigger-happy officers of the Nigerian police force in the most unprofessional manner at Oworoshoki in Lagos State. The police in Jigawa State on the 30th May 2020 arrested 11 men, including a 57-year-old man who lured and raped a 12-year-old minor. The House is concerned that a better government policy and legislative framework is required to stem the rising violence against women, as well as improve and support for women development. Further concerned that Nigeria lacks a strong national response to support victims and survivors of violence against women and girls. The House is determined to ensuring safety, equality, inclusion, and protection of the rights of women and girls in Nigeria. The House is accordingly resolved to 1. Urge the Inspector General of Police to immediately cause investigations into the cases of Uwa Omozua, Tina Ezekwe, the reported rape of minor in Jigawa State, as well as all other reported cases of violence against women, with a bid to bring in the criminals to justice. Urge the federal government to launch a more effective campaign against rape and other violence against women and girls. Mandate all members to dress in black at the next sitting in solidarity against the death of Uwa Omozua, Tina Ezekwe, and other victims of rape and other fatal violence against women and girls in Nigeria.
What's going on?
Mike.
And there will be allowance for that.
Mandate all members to also mandate all members to also dress in black at the next sitting in solidarity against the death of George Floyd and all other victims of racial discrimination and police brutality in the United States of America and the world at large. Mandate members to observe a minute's silence in honor of the death of Uwa Omozua, Tina Ezekwe, and all other girls and women who had died as a result of rape and police brutality. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I so move. Mr. Speaker, this is a very sensitive issue. The past few days, our social media timelines have been inundated with very gory stories of rapes. Most of these cases perpetuated by close relatives and associates of the families. You see where cases of rapes being carried out by uncles, cousins, family friends, stepfathers, and what have you. So this brings us to a very fundamental issue. Our community structures have been broken down, and thus there's a need for a value reorientation. If as a country or as a people, a close family friend or close relative will rape a child, I don't know where we're headed. So this needs to be inculcated in our curriculums in schools. Every day you hear people talk to girls, protect yourselves, stay in your lane, but nobody talks to the boy child. Nobody tells the boy child, you need to respect the women. You need to respect the girls around you. You don't do things or touch girls inappropriately. Nobody tells the boy child that. And that is a fundamental issue. That is one place we need to start, one thing we need to start doing. If we also, as much as we educate the girls to stay on their own, we need to let the boys know that they need to respect the women. Because these rapes are perpetrated by young men and if some in their old ages. So if that is achieved, we need to also bring stiff penalties. Penalties like capital punishment, penalties like castration, penalties like amputation of the manhood. If you can stoop low to rape a child, I don't think you deserve to have a manhood. You don't deserve it. Because it controls you, you don't control it. And as a man, if you can't control your manhood, you don't deserve to have it. Huh? Yes, you don't. You don't deserve to have it. So, Mr. Speaker, as a House, we should propose laws that are stiff and that would bring this to order. In the eyes of God, this is a very, very grievous offense. Like I said, any man who rapes a child or who rapes a woman does not deserve a manhood. No means no, and we should totally condemn this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very important topic. I have been on the front line fighting the cause of women in terms of rape and domestic violence. Now, the issue we've been facing over the years is basically stigmatization that the women face when they are raped. Lack of confidentiality for raped women. Now we've taken so many culprits to court, but because of the pressure from communities and the stigma that follows the women, they are forced to withdraw their cases from court. And because men that do rape get away free, they tend to perpetrate the same case. And if nobody is being punished, then the same offense will be occurring over and over again. I will never have a solution. Now, we can sit down here and legislate on this topic. If the state legislators don't adopt what we pass here, this issue will continue to foster. Now, we need to take a very holistic dimension where you invite all stakeholders. One, state legislators. Secondly, the judicial system, the judiciary, police, the police that cases are being reported to. Most of these cases are there at the police station. Because women will go there and report, and the questions that will be coming from the policemen is, what took you there? What did you wear over there? Silly questions. The issue of rape will be put to the background. And women are being forced to withdraw their cases because of the fear of being stigmatized. Now in communities, we've heard women say, is it only your child that was raped? So why are you making too much noise? Now this is what is happening. So if people are not being punished, how on earth can we stop this rape issue? Now we can pass a legislation to say rape victims must be protected. That is very key. We don't put, when a woman is raped, she should not be put on trial again. She should be protected, and the culprit should be the one to be punished. And if we look in that direction, the next thing is bring police, bring judiciaries, put a round table and talk with them. Let's come together and bring out a holistic solution. Like one, we need to open a register for rape victims, for rapists. And that register should be out there for everyone to know. So and so person in so community, there's a rapist. Parents should be careful with such a person. Apart from that, the other punishment, name and shame. Issues like public trial for rapists, not the raped women. So I think if we can't just decide here, because it will only affect FCT if we pass this law here. But we need to bring the state legislators, the judiciary and the rest, so that we can have a holistic solution to this problem. I so submit.
Speaker, thank you very much for yielding the floor to me to make an amendment. Mr. Speaker, one of the prayers is that the NOA should embark on sensitization program. What we have in this country right now is that people don't even grasp that rape is a violent act. It has become the new normal in Nigeria. For people to have, for incest is the new normal in Nigeria, rape is the new normal in Nigeria. People don't understand that it is a violent act. So the NOA should embark on a sensitization program for people to understand. And then women should not be ashamed. They should come up and speak. They should come out and speak when their rights are being violated.
Your amendment is that women should come out and speak.
Mine. Just embellishing my amendment because women are ashamed. The way they...
I'm enjoying your contribution to the debate. It's an opportunity, it was a roundabout through the back door, but continue and then land with your amendment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You are such a kind speaker. Mr. Speaker, women are shamed in this country. Women are treated as chattels. And what do you do to a chattel? You use the chattel and you dispose of the chattel. That is the attitude of the average Nigerian man towards women. And that is why women are treated as trash. That has to stop. You rape women, you have families where men sleep with their daughters, you have the incest is at the highest rate in this country right now. And it's normal. No, nobody's very close to me. Nobody's very close to me. And it's because you guys know I'm the mass woman. Because you guys know, Mr. Speaker, why I really insisted on making this amendment with your kind permission.
Honorable colleagues, it's a very long amendment. Relax. It's very long.
Thank you, Speaker, for your protection. The amendment needs to be embellished, and I thank you for I thank you for giving me that privilege. Mr. Speaker, Studies have shown that rape is not even a sexual crime per se. It's a violent act. And the violence perpetrated against women in this country has to stop. But let me talk about Nigeria first. Mr. Speaker, you have rape, you have cases of rape, you have cases of incest, and when you call the police, they keep investigating. It takes forever to investigate. Definitely, there are requirements to prove rape. We all know that. But like this Owa lady, it's a murder, rape and murder. The police has to be made to work. They must take it seriously. That was why I started talking about the attitude of men. If you have the attitude that somebody is a chattel, that what happens to that person actually cannot come up on the importance parameter. So I'm pleading, I'm urging that the police must start doing their work. When they investigate, it cannot take a year to investigate murder, it cannot take a year to investigate rape. So they must be serious about it. So my amendment, Mr. Speaker, is that the NOA, because this has a lot to do with attitude, must embark on enlightenment program for people to understand the violence, the rape, what it means, what it does to women, what it does to people. Because these people are human beings. Mr. Speaker, that's my amendment. Thank you very much.
A death sentence for a lot of women. You take away their lives for life. So it goes beyond rape. Any seconder to that very long amendment? Princess.
Mr. Speaker, my amendment is that all men engaged in raping minors should be castrated and killed. That's my amendment.
In the rare event that a woman rapes a minor, what do you do to the woman? Those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Those against, please say nay. The nays have it.